Many people assumed that 50 Cent was still relying on old hits, streaming revenue, club appearances, and nostalgia. But behind the scenes, he was building something far greater, a billion-dollar empire. The surprising part is that he is not just creating wealth for himself. He is also helping generate thousands of jobs for black communities across America. No Hollywood approval. No corporate handouts. This is the story of how 50 Cent evolved from a rap superstar into one of the most influential black businessmen in America. But the real question is, if you wanted to work for him, where would your opportunity be? For over a century, Hollywood has been the undisputed center of the entertainment industry, the place to be if you wanted to make movies. In recent years, however, Los Angeles has become increasingly difficult to navigate, with soaring production costs, overwhelming bureaucracy, and an exclusionary culture that often keeps outsiders on the sidelines. Rather than spending millions renting expensive studio space in California, 50 Cent looked at the map and made a bold geographic move that caught the entertainment industry by surprise. In 2024, he signed a massive 30-year lease to take over an enormous complex in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is not a small independent warehouse. The facility spans 985,000 square feet, establishing G-Unit Studios as the second-largest black-owned production studio in the world, according to Afro. By relocating his entire production operation to a city where more than 50% of the population is black, 50 Cent made a highly strategic decision. The immediate assumption might be that a wealthy mogul from New York was simply gentrifying a southern city, bringing in an elite Hollywood workforce while shutting out local residents. However, the brilliance of the move lies in the broader scope of his vision. He made a firm commitment to hiring local workers, effectively creating a new economic ecosystem from the ground up. During the symbolic signing of the studio lease, surrounded by local leaders and hopeful residents, he clearly outlined his vision, stating, "This promise of replicating Atlanta's economic success was not empty rhetoric. It was immediately supported by concrete action." Speaking about the wave of new opportunities, Shreveport Councilman Alan Jackson made it clear he wants to employ as many people from Shreveport as possible. But, of course, you have to be qualified. Those words were backed by results. G-Unit Studios launched an unprecedented hiring initiative that dramatically reshaped the local job market. The company organized a massive around-the-clock recruitment drive that sent shockwaves through the local economy. News outlets covered the scale of the effort, spreading the message to thousands of hopeful residents. Imagine the impact. Thousands of families in Shreveport were suddenly presented with access to stable, reliable income generated by a major entertainment enterprise. But injecting that level of opportunity into a community requires a foundation much stronger than a paycheck alone. That is why the ambition behind this project extends far beyond employment. G-Unit Studios unveiled a comprehensive three-phase plan designed to help rebuild the very fabric of the community. Orville Hall, G-Unit's growth advisor, described this broader vision of corporate responsibility, explaining, "We start building houses, and we have an idea to go into communities and help low to moderate income families get mortgages." Phase 1 includes acquiring at least 24 commercial and residential properties to stimulate business growth and meet the immediate needs of the expanding workforce. Gerard Dewin, a real estate broker working closely with 50 Cent's team, provided additional insight into the details of the redevelopment effort. He explained, "There are quite a few entertainment venues planned, not only for adults but for kids as well. He's bringing a large jump park here that is paying for. It's a substantial-sized park. We're looking at a grocery store in the immediate downtown Shreveport area. Those are ideas we come up with together as a team, asking ourselves, what can help the community?" This guy is very passionate about this city. Rather than simply investing in a few isolated projects, he is planting the seeds for an entire economic ecosystem in a place many had long written off. However, transforming a struggling city and creating an unprecedented wave of economic opportunity sparked an invisible conflict, exposing a deeper reality about how many American cities operate. Most studios avoid low-income regions because the risks are high and the infrastructure costs are substantial. But 50 Cent chose the opposite path. He leveraged his cultural influence and extensive network to attract Wall Street financiers, utilized local tax incentives to reduce costs, and redirected those savings into the Red River District. His argument to local officials was straightforward. When production grows, the entire region grows with it. But there was one consequence few people anticipated. Solving poverty can be remarkably unprofitable for the institutions that have grown around managing it. By bringing substantial employment opportunities and legitimate wealth into Shreveport, 50 Cent inadvertently placed pressure on existing systems. Every young man or woman who gains access to a viable career path is one less person moving through cycles of economic hardship and dependency. In Louisiana, that reality reportedly unsettled some members of the political establishment. Resistance from certain local politicians became increasingly apparent, a quiet hostility directed at a man who was, by many measures, helping improve the city. This unusual dynamic was highlighted by comedian and commentator Shella King, who delivered a viral monologue criticizing what he viewed as the true motivations of the political establishment. He stated, "The clip spread rapidly, not because it was emotional, but because it articulated a perspective that few people discuss openly. Many viewers felt it captured a reality that is rarely acknowledged." The message resonated so strongly that 50 Cent himself shared the video with his millions of followers, adding a rare public endorsement. What began as entertainment has quietly evolved into something much larger. It has become a challenge to a mindset that many believe has long disadvantaged certain communities. He is not simply bringing money into a city. He is confronting an economic structure that has historically left many people behind. With so much money, influence, and opportunity shifting, one major question remains for the average person watching from home. How do you actually get a job within this growing empire? If you want to understand how to get your foot in the door, pay close attention, because this is where the broader vision could have a life-changing impact. Traditional Hollywood often operates as a closed network, heavily influenced by personal connections and prestigious credentials. For many aspiring professionals, breaking into the industry without the right contacts or educational background can feel nearly impossible. 50 Cent recognized that this system often overlooks some of the most motivated and creative individuals in the country. His approach to hiring challenges that model. Rather than focusing solely on industry pedigree, he places significant value on ambition, work ethic, and the willingness to learn. Through his philanthropic organization, the G-Unity Foundation, he has worked to bypass many of the traditional barriers associated with higher education by bringing training opportunities directly into local communities. His team has supported business management and cinematic technology programs within both suburban and inner-city high schools. As Orville Hall explained while discussing community engagement, "We're going to go to each high school. We hope to put a media program in each high school to start training purposes and mentorship and all kinds of things to put these young people in a positive environment." But what if you have already graduated, or college simply is not an affordable option? That is where G-Unit Studios apprenticeship programs come into play. Unlike traditional internships that often involve administrative tasks and limited hands-on experience, these programs are designed to provide real-world training. Participants work directly on major television and film productions, gaining practical experience with professional cameras, large-scale lighting systems, audio production equipment, and other industry-standard tools. They learn valuable, high-demand skills while earning a legitimate wage throughout the process. Rather than offering short-term assistance, 50 Cent's strategy is focused on building a highly skilled workforce from the ground up, one capable of sustaining the growth of the studio and the surrounding community for years to come. Orville Hall summarized this philosophy perfectly when he said, "When G-Unit hosts a hiring event, the scale is remarkable. It is not unusual to see thousands of people lined up outside the massive studio complex in Shreveport. That line is not made up of fans alone. Every person standing there represents a family being given a genuine opportunity to improve its financial future, all because of a man who once stood on the streets of South Jamaica, Queens, searching for his own path forward." Yet the cameras and film sets are only the foundation of a much larger and steadily expanding business network. To fully understand how this billion-dollar machine operates, you have to look beyond the Hollywood spotlight and into the warehouses, distribution centers, and supply chains that support it. Entertainment may be the spark, but another significant source of wealth is generated through the food and beverage industry via his company, Saya Spirits. 50 Cent owns Branson Cognac and Le Chemin du Ioi Champagne. While many celebrities launch liquor brands primarily for image or endorsement income, his approach has been different. Rather than relying solely on retail shelf space, he pursued major partnerships at the highest levels, negotiating deals that placed his brands in VIP suites and premium hospitality areas across professional sports organizations, including teams and venues associated with the NBA and NFL. What makes this strategy particularly significant is the economic activity required to support it. Moving large volumes of premium beverages into major sports venues demands extensive logistics. It requires transportation companies, warehouses, marketing professionals, event staff, catering teams, and security personnel. According to the narrative surrounding these efforts, 50 Cent has emphasized working with black-owned businesses whenever possible. As a result, when Saya Spirits secures a major stadium partnership, the impact can extend far beyond the boardroom. Transportation companies may need additional trucks and drivers. Catering businesses may expand staffing to support large-scale events. Security firms may hire additional personnel to meet increased demand. One successful business deal can create opportunities for numerous smaller companies throughout the surrounding economy. The broader goal is a system in which wealth does not remain concentrated at the top, but circulates through local businesses, creating jobs and opportunities for people who may never work directly in film or television production. When viewed as a whole, the strategy represents a significant reimagining of what celebrity influence can accomplish. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has challenged traditional expectations of what it means to be a celebrity entrepreneur. He recognized a fundamental reality: long-term loyalty is not built through hit songs or social media attention alone. It is built by creating opportunities that help people support their families and improve their futures. His journey has taken him from a young rapper fighting to survive on the streets to a business leader focused on creating economic opportunities for thousands of people. For anyone passionate about film, media, or business who feels excluded from traditional Hollywood pathways, this story offers a different perspective. Instead of focusing solely on the established entertainment centers of the West Coast, attention is increasingly turning toward emerging hubs in other parts of the country. Shreveport, Louisiana, has become a central part of that conversation. At G-Unit Studios, the vision is built around creating opportunities for people willing to learn, work hard, and develop new skills. Whether this model represents the future of how celebrities build influence outside Hollywood or simply a temporary experiment remains to be seen. What is clear, however, is that it has sparked a broader discussion about economic development, community investment, and the changing geography of the entertainment industry. So, do you think this approach represents the future of celebrity-driven business?